Welcome to the deep dive. We know you're overloaded with information, so we do the digging for you, finding those key insights to really get you up to speed quickly. And today we're jumping into something pretty interesting, how Pega actually uses AI and machine learning in, well, practical business scenarios. We're using some great material as our guide here, excerpts from Pega CPDS24V1 exam preparation and practice questions. But don't worry, we're not just doing exam prep. Think of it more like we're pulling out the really useful bits, the core ideas about AI and business today.
Exactly. Our mission really is to get past just knowing the answers and understand the why. Why does Pega do things this way? How does it connect to, bigger ideas in AI and automation? Because honestly, even if you're nowhere near this exam, these concepts,
Yep.
super relevant for anyone working with modern business tech.
Okay, good point. So let's get into it. Maybe we can start with just the basics of the exam itself, just to frame where this info is coming from. The source mentions it's web-based, online, proctored through Pearson VUE.
Right. Standard stuff for these kinds of certs now.
Yeah, and it's 90 minutes long, 50 questions, and you need a 70% to pass, all in English.
And knowing those details, like the structure and the passing score, it kind of gives you a sense of the expected level of understanding, sets the stage for what Pega considers important.
Right, sets the stage. Okay, so moving beyond the logistics, let's get into the actual capabilities. Pega talks a lot about adaptive models. What's the main benefit there? What makes them adaptive?
Well, the core thing is that they learn and update their predictions in real time. That's the key differentiator.
In real time?
Yeah, continuously. As new data flows in, the model adjusts itself automatically. No need to stop, manually retrain, and redeploy every time things change.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So it's constantly refining itself based on what's actually happening right now.
Exactly, which is, crucial for keeping models accurate when customer behavior shifts or market conditions change suddenly. It keeps the AI relevant.
That makes sense. Keeps it from getting stale. So if you want to build these kinds of models, these predictive systems in Pega, is there a specific place you go, a particular tool?
Yep, there is. That would be Prediction Studio.
Prediction Studio.
It's the dedicated environment within Pega specifically for that. Building, training, testing, managing predictive models. It's all centralized there.
And is that something only data scientists can realistically use, or?
Well, that's the interesting part. Pega designed it to be pretty user-friendly. The idea is to make building these models more accessible, not just limited to, deep coding experts.
So bridging the gap a bit between the tech side and the business side?
Precisely. It helps get those predictive insights into action faster.
Okay, shifting focus slightly.
Right.
Another term we see is process AI. What's that predicting? Is it customer behavior again or something else?
Something else, yeah. Process AI is more about operational intelligence. Its main job is to predict things like potential SLA breaches.
SLA breaches?
Yeah.
So like failing to meet service level agreements?
Exactly. Or identifying other risks bubbling up within your business processes. It analyzes operational data to flag potential problems before they actually cause damage.
Okay, predicting problems before they happen. That sounds incredibly useful for efficiency.
Oh, absolutely. It enables proactive management. You can sort of see trouble coming and intervene, which, significantly improves efficiency and helps avoid those process failures.
Right, catching things early. That ties nicely into customer interaction too, doesn't it, if processes run smoothly? So let's talk about the customer decision hub and next best action. What's its specific role?
Next best action. That's really core to Pega's customer engagement philosophy. Its role is basically delivering personalized, real-time customer actions or recommendations.
Personalized and real time. How does it figure that out?
It looks at all the available real-time data about the customer, considers the context of the interaction, and factors in the business's goals. Then it selects, the single best action to take at that precise moment.
So it's not just a generic offer, it's tailored.
Highly tailored. It could be an offer, sure, but it could also be a service suggestion, a piece of relevant advice, maybe even just routing them to the right agent faster. The goal is always to improve that specific interaction, make it more relevant, more valuable for both the customer and the business.
That really does sound like it could reshape how companies interact with customers, moving away from broad campaigns.
It definitely pushes in that direction.
Yeah.
Much more dynamic, much more individualized.
Okay, one last piece then. We've talked about building and using these models.
Yeah.
What about managing them, especially as they evolve? Why is something like model version control so important?
Oh, it's critical. Absolutely critical. You build a model, you deploy it, but things change. Maybe you update it, maybe you tweak it. Version control is basically about keeping track of all those changes.
Like tracking changes in code.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
But for AI models, lets you see who changed what, when, why. You can compare different versions, see how performance changed.
Then guess rollback if something goes wrong.
Precisely. If a new version doesn't perform well or introduces some weird bias, you need a reliable way to revert to a previous stable version. It's fundamental for governance and stability.
So it's really about trust and reliability in the AI.
Absolutely. You need that traceability, that ability to manage the life cycle, to really trust the decisions these AI systems are making or supporting. It's essential for responsible AI.
So hopefully pulling these nuggets out gives you, our listener, a much clearer picture, whether you're, heading into a meeting, thinking about this tech, or just curious about how AI is actually working inside businesses.
Yeah, it's about connecting the dots. And maybe, just maybe, a final thought to chew on. If systems like Pega's adaptive models are continuously learning and adapting in real time, how does that fundamentally change how businesses even think about strategy? Are we moving away from rigid annual plans towards something much more fluid, constantly optimizing based on live data, almost like the business itself becomes adaptive?